Ready to be back home and play baseball. Michael Bourne to lead it off. First pitch of the ball game is away. 1-0 the count to the speedster Bourne. Good to have you with us. Thanks for inviting us into your home this evening, as that one is low and inside. 2-0 the count. It's Michael Bourne, Jeff Keppinger, and Lance Berkman. We'll set the entire lineup put together by Cecil Cooper here in moments. As that one is low. Quickly 3-0 the count. And this is not a guy that you want to walk.
No, this is not the guy. You don't want to walk anybody, but especially this guy. He wreaks havoc.
46 stolen bases, and we're about to see it. He is on. The guys that work behind him, we talked about Keppinger and Berkman. Well, then the sluggers. It's Lee, Tejada with Hunter Pence right behind that. When you take a look at the entire lineup, at the bottom then it's Matsui, Quintero, and Bizardo. 1 through 9 for the Houston Astros. Cecil Cooper, the skipper of these Houston Astros. They were in contention for quite some time this year. Wild card and Central Division. Not anymore. And so they continue to prepare for next year. And he's trying to emphasize, let's get him that sign. Really trying to emphasize the proper sign.
They had a players only meeting recently. Not happy with the way they were playing the game.
I like when the players hold the meetings.
You have to police yourself, don't you?
I would hope so.
I mean, listen, it's up to these guys. That guy right there, he's in the middle of the lineup.
That's the kind of guy, too.
Yeah, it's up to that guy to make sure that he's doing his job. Make sure he can look himself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I gave it everything I had today, win, lose, or draw. And when it's not happening for your club and you don't feel that as the leader, you need to step up and call that meeting.
Driving him back to the bag, Michael Bourne again. 46 stolen bases for Bourne. And Max, if anything, wearing him out a little bit. Bourne told us in Houston when we chatted with him, I love to see a couple of moves. I love them. See the best, see the worst, and I'm ready to go. Pitch that is in, a fastball fouled off. 1-2 the count. Now, on the mound, Max Scherzer, and this is in his big league career. So you're talking about 31 starts. You're talking about 40 games overall. So quite a bit of work. Only 6 stolen bases against and 5 thrown out. So that's 43%. League average 27%.
He uses the slide step pretty well. He never really, even if there's not a base stealer on first base, he's never really slow to home plate. He just grabs the ball, gets in a set position, and steps to the plate and fires.
He's so athletic, too. Light on his toes, runner goes, and time was called. Bourne was gone. And time was called there, I believe, by Keppinger, correct?
Yes.
Boy, the hold, that's the other thing you can do. You can slide step, you can be quick, but if you just hold it, and he held it, then time was called. That hold will put that hitter in concrete. That pitch is low.
That's the best move.
No move at all.
You can throw over there all day long. Just hold the baseball. And eventually, the mind and the body of the base runner is going to start to want to go.
But the one thing we learned in Houston, and which we didn't see stolen bases, is that it changes the face of the inning. Look how much it's already changed.
Yeah.
Runner goes, and the pitch is outside. Doesn't matter. It's ball 4. So back-to-back walks, as this is not the way you want to start things. And the defense going to work now. Unable to at this point. Apara, Romero, and Justin. Mark, Steven, Ryan Roberts, Brandon Allen back at first base. Max Scherzer works with Miguel Montero.
Well, you got to use those guys, don't you?
You bet.
They all have gloves on. Let them use it.
You had a chance to watch him on television. It'll be interesting, folks, to hear Matt Williams take after a couple of days watching Brandon Allen in person.
I like what I see. Athletic. Son hit his first homer last night.
Change up, belted center field, racing back, still going. It's going to have Romero off the wall. Well, they're going to send Keppinger on around. He is right behind Bourne. The relay to the plate is high. Oh, with the slide. He is out. Is Lance Berkman. Berkman smoked that baseball. He's got 63 RBIs and another tough start for Max Scherzer. 2-0.
You walk the first guy and you walk the second guy. The guy in the middle of the lineup, this is what he gets paid to do right here. Got himself a hanging changeup, and he knows exactly what to do with that. Good relay from Romero to the plate, and Miggy was able to come out, get the baseball, and deliver it to Mark to cut him down. Base running mistake right there by Berkman. Never make the first or third out at third base.
That one gets by Montero. He'll go out and talk to Max Scherzer. So the other part of the play, if we're just, and we do this a lot at this point in the year with the Diamondbacks, breaking down the little things that we see. That was a good throw by Montero, and that throw right there, I'm going to say early on, is something he struggled with. It's something as simple as a throw like that on the money.
Yeah, throwing the ball to second base, to any of the bases, really. It's amazing what will happen to a player when they get consistent at bats and consistent playing time. They didn't get here because it was luck.
Carlos Lee didn't like that one at all. Buried a fastball in, and he popped that one up. Continue your thought.
Well, they didn't get here because they're lucky. They get here because they're good players. All of a sudden, you don't have the opportunity. When you do get that consistent playing time, sometimes even consistent playing time won't allow you to hit that pitch. But when you get that, you get comfortable. You create rhythm, and that's why Miguel has gotten better. Did you happen to see Manny Ramirez yesterday?
I did not.
The ball that he hit back to the pitcher.
Please describe.
It was great. That reminded me of Manny's. But Manny took a full swing and hit a line drive back to the pitcher, and it took 6 seconds for that ball to get to the pitcher.
So it was buried in.
It was buried in. It's just crushed the bat. It was a liner, though.
Change up, fly ball. Double outfielders get together this time. Romero able to make the play. The two walks come around to haunt Max Scherzer. Houston leads it 2-0. On the mound, young man out of Maracay in Venezuela. And right away fires that one over the outside corner for strike one. The right-hander this year making his second start for the Astros. 5th appearance overall, was pitching majority of the year in AAA Round Rock in the Houston organization in Texas. Tell us a little bit more about him, Matt Williams, as we show the numbers.
Not a lot to tell. Not a lot of experience to go off. But from what I've seen so far, it looks like the ball sinks a little bit. A little fastball down and away to the righties. Change up.
That's what that was.
Changeup ball runs away from the left-handed hitters in the lineup for the Diamondbacks, and try to mix it up.
That one is low with a fastball. 2-2 the count.
I didn't like facing guys like this. You don't know them. I'd rather face somebody who throws a million that you know what the ball's going to do. You know how he's going to try to get you out.
Well, if you were a batter back in the 70s and you woke up in the morning and you knew you were facing Nolan Ryan, you knew what you were in for. Everything about it.
Better turn it up.
That being said, very nice job by Stephen Drew, a patient at bat. Starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Behind him is Roberts, a huge road trip. Upton and Reynolds, Miggy, then Parra, Brandon Allen, his Chase Field debut as a batter, Romero and Scherzer. Yeah, the skipper had to grind through a tough one, a 10-gamer, just a pair of wins to pack up and bring back to Arizona. And a different looking ball club if you're just joining us. And for these Diamondbacks and the manager A.J. Hinch, as Ryan takes a strike, the evolution may continue. We will see. That man joins. John Roush is gone. He was traded to the Minnesota Twins for a player to be named later. John Hester is here, who was doing a nice job with the bat in his hands as a catcher down in AAA.
You saw that in spring training. Saw his ability.
And on the knuckles, the Texan with the Texas Leaguer against the team from the Lone Star State. And 3 is the charm. So Roberts continues his role. He has 7 hits now in 5 games against the Astros this year.
Yeah, he's been hitting everybody lately. That's just a question of staying inside the baseball. Doesn't have to be pretty, folks. If you do things right at the plate, your mechanics are correct, see the ball as long as you can see it, you can get hits. That's an example there.
And out to have the conversation, Quintero. We're going to have you here in a bit. Well, we have a chance. We have a little something of brewing. We're going to have you tell us a little bit more about John Hester, who just arrived, if that's okay with you.
You bet.
But for now, Justin Upton. Right now, he's just taking it all in. His at bat will be his first.
He cannot get that smile off his face.
Well, that slide is a scary spot. 1-0.
Hanging up there. Who could blame him, too? It's a great experience. Your first day up. Brand new hat. Look at it. Brand new hat. Brand new jersey.
That hat, no wear and tear on it. Not one bit.
No.
I mean, it looks like a Stetson.
That's straight out of the box. He doesn't wear a hat very often. He's generally in a catcher's helmet behind the mask.
There you go.
That one's got some wear and tear.
All kinds of salt stains on it from the sweat. Just to the right field. Boy, goodness. I'll tell you what. Pence held up on that ball a lot. I think he thought that it was landing quite a ways in front of him. You tell me. I thought he had a chance to make a play on that ball.
I thought he did too. You know, the difference between, we see it all the time and we take it for granted most times. The difference between Justin Upton and everybody else, the ball carries off his back. He and Mark Reynolds score the baseball up and the ball just seems to keep carrying. Looked like it fooled Pence there. He had a chance to come and shoestring that ball.
I think that's the key. It wasn't at all because he's a talented, heart ball player. It wasn't lack of effort. He was fooled, and that one is away. I think if he wasn't fooled, if he was able to spot it and spy it the entire time, he catches that charging in on a line.
Yeah, he's not afraid to charge the ball and get dirty. That's for sure.
Well, Mark missing a handful of games with the flu. Temperature hovered around 102 on the road trip as he nubs that one foul. And made his way back last night. And just got back in time to home.
Yeah.
Lost 12 pounds. Looked peaked. Looked weak.
Didn't lose that stroke, though.
And had him oohing and ahhing at AT&T Park in San Francisco.
He had a long homer last night, but his best swing was the first time up.
Base hit to right field.
Base hit to right field with 2 strikes. With a runner in scoring position.
Just got me thinking I might need to check on the measurement of that home run.
It was 400 and something. We know that.
We're taking a look here. Stand by. Base is full. The 2-1. Nice take. 3-1 the count.
Boy, this is the situation as a power hitter you live for. Nowhere to put you. 3-1 count. Pretty good chance you're going to get a heater. See how Mark lets this one go.
Outside, an RBI for Mark Reynolds. Walk us through this one, please, Matt Williams. An RBI number 87.
Well, you know, he's starting to get a reputation, folks, and here it is right here. Just take a look at these pitches. Slider. Slider. Fastball way off the plate. Slider. Now he gets behind and can't find the plate again. Sometimes the reputation will precede you if you're having a great year, and I would imagine that reputation will precede Mark Reynolds from here on out.
Taking a peek at Hit Tracker, the measurement on last night's home run, his second longest home run of the season, folks, 471 feet at AT&T Park.
Wow. Yeah, it just keeps going, doesn't it?
That's incredible. That 481 here in this ballpark. That's the longest in the big leagues. Bases remain loaded for Miguel Montero. Bouncing ball to the right side, should be two. So Tejada on to first, a double play. Another run will score. It's 2-0. Two to two. Check that. I apologize. That ties it up. I forgot about those two walks and then the double off the wall by Lance Berkman.
It's all right.
Hello? Is this on?
You're okay. Long road trip.
Was it?
Long road trip. You're all right.
What?
0-0 ball game right now. That's what you were thinking.
Oh, 2-2. The score. They're going to get this stuff on other shows, folks. Well, that brings us to our Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Spring Chevy dealers. Key to the game. I just proved why. No dose. Not for me. You know I'll have flubs all night long. It's part of what I do. But those guys down there, you're tired. You got to bed between, because you can't go right to sleep, anywhere from 3 to 5 o'clock in the morning if you sat up and had a snack and watched TV. Maybe got some phone calls today. You didn't get the sleep you should have.
No.
So obviously you're not going to take no-dos like we used to in college. But you're just going to find that energy, that spirit that you find when you're back home. And then you can sleep after the game is over. Get a good night's sleep. So play with that.
They'll take care. Yeah, they'll take care of that tonight. Right now, though, you got to go hard for 27 outs.
2-1 the count. Yassi Parra stretching those eyes, making sure. Come on. Just had a big cup of iced coffee. Runner on third is Upton. Bouncing ball to the right side. So we're, to be specific, tied at 2 in this ball game.
Very good.
Well, wake up!
Somebody get Darren some coffee.
what's going on at Cave Creek. And some bull riding, some great music at the Buffalo Chip. You know that the folks from Houston love that heading on up to Cave Creek. This is right now. They got the cameras up there. They're all protected. Come on, let them out. Let them out of the pen. One of the great establishments and the fun parts of Arizona. We forget as we live in the concrete or the asphalt part of Arizona that there is a very rich history in Arizona. He's already down.
You know what they say? You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Hunter Pence, that's exactly what just happened to him. As that gentleman went off the bull, Hunter Pence had to head back to the dugout. He was bucked as well on 3 pitches.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds, and it was 3 pitches. That's pain.
So Max trying to bounce back, and he's got new life. So you saw Max in the fall league a couple of winters ago. You saw him get it up to triple digits.
It was unbelievable.
As a relief pitcher.
As the closer. He was the closer. Spent all year, every 5th day. Pitched between 91 and 94 in Double-A. And came to the Arizona Fall League. They called it the bullpen, and there was a completely different look in his eye when it was the 9th inning and he was in there to shut it down.
That one is up and away. 3-2 the count.
I mean, it is a good debate, and I would imagine there's people on both sides of that fence.
Don't you think that's the case within that locker room?
I think it's, yeah, and I think it's the case in a couple of booths right down the road here, right there. That may be the conversation that they're having. But it's an interesting question. And I guess you have to look at it from a team perspective and say, all right, well, what does it do for our team?
Right.
You know, does it hurt our team to take him out of the starting rotation? Does it improve our team if we decide that we want him at the back end of the bullpen? That guy right there and that guy right there make that decision.
Talk with Josh about it. Josh Burns, Executive Vice President and General Manager in Washington, D.C. And they're committed right now to this young man being a starting pitcher. Now, things can change. We've seen that in the game of baseball. Dennis Eckersley was a starting pitcher for a long time.
Yeah.
John Smoltz was, and then flip-flopped back and forth. The 1-1. The one thing he did do well, to talk about Max as starter in Houston, though the numbers aren't great, it's not one that he rushed to put on his resume, is he did change speeds with his fastball, and that was, and he just did it there. You know what? We're going to hold on to those if we can, because he went 92 and then 96. That's learning for me.
It is. It's throwing the ball where you want to and letting it go with 2 strikes up in the zone right there. up in the strike zone. I mean, Max does a good job of elevating the fastball. If he can pitch down in the strike zone until strike two, he can elevate and change that eye angle, and there's no way they touch it. Anybody.
He's due up third in this inning. Brandon Allen to lead it off. 4 for 17 in his major league debut. Has yet to hit and chase field. And I would imagine already looking out there thinking, like every hitter has, boy, I like the sight lines. I like that backdrop. And he backs it up with a base hit into right field. First base hit as a home ball player here at Chase, as a member of the Diamondbacks, and now his 5th hit in 18 at bats in the big leagues.
Nice job of staying back on the baseball. It's a flat bat right there.
Which means
it's just flat through the strike zone the whole time, and it's conducive to a lot of base hits. You create the proper angles when you hit. You create the proper bat path through the zone. Your regular partner did it for a long, long time.
Got down a bunt. 21 goals. Get down, and they did. Boy, nice play there by Quintero. Humberto came out, almost cradled that ball, and as he did, boom, popped up and threw it out to second. Surprised even me.
Number 39.
You get all the momentum going towards second base, and he was able to barehand it with some momentum and threw a strike to second base. You got a chance to cut down the lead runner, do it. If there's any question, you can always get the out at first.
Max 4 sack bunts this year, 7 hits and 43 at bats. And they continue to keep their eye on Romero, who's got a pair of stolen bases. Thought process by Bizzardo, I would imagine, as well. They failed in their first attempt. They might try and swipe it, then drop a bunt down. Really looking for it, cheating in. Pushes it up the first base line. This time the only play is to get Max Scherzer. Let's take a look at the defense, how they line up for the Houston Astros, just to remind you. In the outfield, it's Lee, it's Bourne, and it's Pence, with Keppinger, Tejada, Matsui, and Berkman on the infield. Quintero is the catcher. There's a big fella, Carlos Lee. He leans on that man to cover a lot of his turf. And that guy, well, no run through a wall. Whether it's chain link padded,
doesn't matter.
He'll do it for that man, Cecil Cooper. We'll talk about, you're mentioning a flat bat. How about Cecil Cooper when he used to hit?
Boy.
Started out level a la Rod Carew and stayed that way all the way through.
All the way through the zone. Keep that bat in the strike zone as long as you can. On plane. Get a lot of base hits.
Stephen Drew, base hit right field. All right, off to the races is Romero. Here we go. The throw's gone off. And now they've got Drew in a run now, but the run obviously has scored. They continue. There's the tag. Stephen thought that tag was pretty hard as he turns around. But Stephen grabs himself an RBI, and the Diamondbacks lead it 3-2. Solar Camp. Visit APS.com. They remind you as the first pitch is into Bizardo to install solar panels on the roof of your home if you are able. Take advantage of all this sunshine we have in the great state of Arizona. And don't forget to manage your bill and to pick the one that fits you best. Visit APS.com. 3-2 the score.
Oh, Max has settled in. Found the strike zone after the first inning. I wouldn't want to make that decision.
I was going to say there's a bit of a counterpoint in what occurred tonight.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I tell you, I can tell you the reasoning from Josh Burns. I had a conversation with him about Max. He asked my opinion. He said, well, you know, for me, he's my end of the bullpen guy. He's my last guy out of the bullpen. Going to close games for me. And Josh's reasoning was, the reason that he's continued to be a starter is he can always go to the bullpen. Let's not rush him to the bullpen so quick. Let's give him an opportunity to go out there and have a full season starter. See what he can do. You never know. He may find feel. He may find that breaking ball. He may find what we were talking about, different speeds on his fastball. You never know. He makes a good point. That guy's teaching him how to do it right there.
Is he working his tail off?
He loves it.
Bouncing ball, speeding through.
Little trivia about the Arizona Diamondbacks pitching coach.
Center fielder Michael Bourne.
You can feel that play coming. I'm going to get back to your trivia.
Sometimes it just doesn't go right. From the time it comes off the bat, it's bouncing funny, and you never get your timing. And it's one of those times. But back to the trivia about the Arizona Diamondbacks current pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre. He's a pitching coach.
Yes.
I played with him in college. He was a catcher.
Really? Well, you better hurry. I mean, you really better hurry.
Oh, speed.
Oh, my, is that fun to watch.
That's a bullet, too. That's a bullet to short. And a clean turn. Good feed, clean turn. Sorry, guys. You just don't have a chance.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun to watch.
You want to see a guy that can pick him up and put him down? How many steps was that? About 11 steps.
His father was his coach a lot throughout his work as a young prep player, where he, by the way, competed against and still competes over the telephone with a gentleman by the name of Carl Crawford. Played together as prep stars in Houston.
Yeah, they can both go.
What an engaging young man. We spent quite a bit of time with him in Houston. We spent a couple of days really focusing on the concept of the stolen base, its evolution. It's starting to creep up just a little bit, the stolen base in the game. Not a ton. Good fastball. It's certainly different than it was in the 80s, the go-go 80s, where it was very high. And then in the 90s, where the homers and the ballparks got smaller and they wound the baseballs tighter. But down, it's not as if it spiked even close back to the 80s. So.
Well, I didn't get a chance to talk to him like you and Gracie did, but I got a chance to listen to him. He's very cerebral about it. He's very, technical about how he gets to the point where he can read a pitcher, how he can get a jump. Because ultimately that's his job. He talked about it's his job, if he gets on first, to get on second, maybe on third, and let the guys behind him drive him in.
He was off. He was running. Now he's jogging. Because Jeff Keppinger right behind took a changeup and hit it out of here. A changeup that was up.
Well, the damage that's been done tonight. Berkman hit a changeup off the center field wall, and Keppinger stayed on a changeup that was up in the strike zone and hammered it into the left field bleachers.
For Jeff Keppinger, his 5th home run of the year. That one sails away. And you can see the jump. Usually early on, it's very good. And for Max, understand this as you look at that in his last 2 starts, he's given up 13 runs in 10 innings. Changeup is outside. 2-1 the count.
You know, it's got to be difficult for Max too. Yeah, everywhere he's gone in his baseball career, he's been able to throw the ball past people. Now he's at the highest level there is. There isn't a higher one. So now he can't just rear back and throw fastballs. So he's got to learn how to do it. That was a good change.
That's exactly right. We both jumped on one another there because that's what he wanted to do to Berkman the last time.
That's what he wanted to do to Keppinger too. But you know that it's hard because he has to try to learn at this level his breaking ball. He's never had to use it. He's never really had to during the course of a game. If he didn't have his slider, it didn't matter. If he didn't have his changeup, it didn't matter. Now it does.
The business comes into play in all of it, but you wonder what might have been if instead of playing in an amateur/professional league while he tried to work out his contract, there is business involved. If he would have been playing in minor league baseball, it's an entire season under the watchful eye of your organization that's gone.
Yeah, and there are no better people to teach you than the professionals that they hire at every single level. I mean, these are the best of the best. They're the best of the best players, but they're also the best of the best coaches.
Talking about a slider right there, you can see with his wrist. Hasn't thrown. I don't know if he's thrown more than as that changeup dives open. Maybe 1 or 2. I can't think of any sliders.
I can't think of any tonight.
His pitching coordinator would have been the man who's now his pitching coach as he developed, and was obviously as he developed. It's tireless work. Yeah, that's a changeup.
At 87. You know, it's all relative, of course.
Fastball, fly ball. He couldn't square it up. Tried to, but he couldn't. But Jeff Keppinger was ready to square up a changeup. Just like that, a different look in this ballgame is now Houston's back on top. club, and Luis Gonzalez in April 2006 joined it. And don't forget tomorrow night, obviously, the official honoring of the former Diamondback as he makes it official that he will no longer play ball anymore. I think we had a feeling that was coming. 500 doubles. That's a pretty good number. You guys talk about that, huh?
Yeah. What does that mean? 500 doubles. What does it mean to your club? Well, that's 500 times that you put yourself in scoring position for the next guy.
Right.
500 opportunities to score a run. Hey, you mix in all the homers he hit too, and a few triples.
Don't push it on the triples.
I said a few.
Snuck in a cycle. Over the top of that. Lively fastball. Good sink on it. 3-2 the count. Almost a natural sink there.
Sometimes you got to try to hit the dry side.
Bounces it in there. He will take a walk. We were asking, starting up in the pregame show, Todd Walsh asked you to participate in our Nissan fan poll. The biggest hit in the ninth inning of the World Series, was it the initial one, the hit that followed, or Gonzo's that won it all? Which was the biggest? 36929. 36929. Very interesting perspective if Mark Gray strikes out on 3 pitches.
How does that inning set up? You never know. You can't bunt. You don't have the air. Tony Womack doesn't get that hit.
On a tidy little package. You know, it's funny. Obviously, I was watching from afar. I was an Angels broadcaster at the time, watching and pulling for this club from afar. Who wasn't really? But as that inning drew out, he obviously wasn't. It's so funny to see it packaged together in a nice 15-second, nice tidy little package. There's a hit, there was another hit, and there's the biggest hit.
Yeah.
Can't imagine
30
to be in attendance.
30 spring training games, 162 regular season games, a whole bunch of playoff games, 7 World Series games, and it all came down to that inning as the rain fell. Very strange.
We get a contract. Hold on. I don't know if we captured him up above, Matt Williams.
Really?
Gentleman up above made a fine play. I'm not sure if our crack crew was on it. We have to have video coverage.
If they weren't, we need to have somebody talk to him.
He brought his glove. Now they're working. Might not happen.
We talk about it all the time. They don't miss anything around here. Could that be a first time they miss it?
Base hit left field. Justin Upton. Another scalding baseball that gets out there in front of an outfield. Here's a possible look at our contract. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there he is. All right.
You guys don't miss anything. I'm telling you.
Right up there. He gets a contract. He gets 4 free good-looking tickets. He gets, 30% off in the team shop?
That's nice. That's getting it done right there.
I mean, 4 really good tickets. Dugout box seats.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, you bring your glove.
Hey, might as well.
I've been dying to get back home and give away a contract. I am in such a good mood now.
They didn't give any contracts away on the road?
No, they don't. Folks are making plays in Philly and Atlanta.
Nothing.
Kalamazoo and Transylvania, all the other places that we visited. Bouncing ball into center field. Come on, Ryan Roberts. Come on down, says Chip Hale. There is no throw. We're tied again. Up on the seesaw with us tonight at Chase Field because we are going back and forth.
Now we used to have a saying for it, and Gracie was the ringleader. They want to slug, we'll slug. Mark Reynolds is going to hit a whole mess of homers. But he's going to drive in 150 runs doing that right there. the guys that hit in front of him, with Justin Upton hitting in front of him and getting on base over the course of his career, hopefully for a long, long time. Stephen Drew potentially up there in the front of the order. There's going to be a lot of opportunity. And he's learning. He's learning how to do it. It's not so much feast or famine anymore.
That one bounces in there. Don't forget, by the way, follow the D-backs on your iPhone or iPod Touch. MLB.com at BAT09. Featuring play-by-play and video highlights from Fox Sports Arizona. Live audio broadcast from KTAR. Visit dbacks.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. Two and 0. Down the line, that one goes into the corner. Up against that wall. Here comes it. They're going to stop runners. Miguel Montero with a double and an RBI. 46 RBIs, and now the Diamondbacks back on top. 5-4. They want to slug. We'll slug.
You can see it going through Miguel Montero's head. Last time up, he got the same pitch and rolled it into a 4-6-3 double play. This time he wasn't going to do that. He would stay on this baseball and hit it the other way. And he found a hole out there.
Gerardo Parra. This club just looks different. I mean, totally different. When you have back-to-back in that lineup, and it's no offense to Roberts and Drew that you were mentioning, and Montero and Parra and the learning Brandon Allen, Upton and Reynolds right in the middle. It's a totally different team. Unfortunately, we saw it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's a popgun team at times.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because
they have
those
to
guys
yes.
carry the load.
Well, it's okay, and that's what they're supposed to do. They're the franchise players, if you will, right?
That one is driven in right center field to the gap. It goes. It's down. Both runs will score. Parra, who has been battling a gimpy leg, he pulls up at second. Two more runs for the Diamondbacks. They lead it by a score of 7-4. You bet, kids. It's good to be back home. Our kids, your kids, all Arizona kids.
The same adjustment was made by Parra that was made by Montero. Remember that first time up, Montero hit into a double play. Parra followed with the ground out to second. They both made the adjustment. That's what the game's all about. They both made the adjustment on the same pitch. The same pitcher stayed on the baseball and delivered for their club.
Oh, you bet we have tacos. We'll explain that when we come back.
Yeah.
You bet. Not a good visit by Cecil Cooper earlier, by the way.
Farmers Insurance reminds you to bring it home safe. Make sure your child's car seat is both functional and
they are called, the two in the middle of the order. They'll take the responsibility. They've had flu bugs and injured sides. And you know what, guys? You're just not allowed to have those anymore.
Sorry, no more of that, guys.
Big hits by those two youngsters, and they hope to grow older and have some big hits in October, where it all makes sense as you put it all together, because which came first, the chicken or the egg? And so to go 100-0, as much as it's one of the greatest plays in the history of the game.
Yep.
That choice of C. It all makes sense. Good voting by you folks.
They were all important. All of them.
This is the major league debut for youngster Felipe Lopez, as you saw Bizzardo frustrated looking on. And as he makes his debut, he does so on some really fancy kicks as he goes to work. 26 years old.
Didn't we talk about this in the pregame show? In the open? About being old school?
Mm-hmm. Well, Brandon Allen's got a couple of hits. It's Pablo. And Allen, how about that? Good to see.
Defensive change for Houston. Toss him out, number 59.
Well, we talked about it his first time up, how flat that bat is through the strike zone. Just stays in the strike zone a long time. Watch his finish. It never gets higher than his shoulder, which means that his bat stays in the zone a long time. We hear Gracie talk about it a lot. It's true. It works. Technique is key. If you can do it right and make proper contact a lot, the result will be a lot of base hits, and that's what that young man has done over the course of his young career.
There's a
that guy does it too.
Does it very well, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's so frustrated. He can't stand it. I talked to him today. He just doesn't. He doesn't understand. Doesn't understand. He feels good. He doesn't feel like he's got the flu. He doesn't feel like he's sick at all. But he just can't go. Got no energy.
Can't ratchet it up. There within lies the pitfalls, the mysteries, if you will, of Valley Fever. He was off. He had himself 10 at bats. He was ready to go. Crank it up, play some A ball, some AA, AAA. Was feeling good. Spoke with us as he went out. Spoke with us and said, simply put, in Washington, I'm looking forward to doing some stuff with you guys. I'm looking forward to explaining all that I've learned. I really want to remind folks to, if you feel the symptoms, get checked. I'd like to do some long features with you. And he's going to have to wait and keep getting himself better before he does it. Don't forget, by the way, the 6 runs, a big deal, because anytime the D-backs score 6 runs, and now they've taken it to 7, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations. Nice job blocking that one up behind home plate.
Students of the game, people that really study the game, have very interesting comments. Oftentimes I just got a text from, Camp Guy, right?
Sure.
Jeff Roden.
Camp Guy, Jeff Roden.
He argues that arguably the biggest hit in that entire season was Tony Womack's hit within 5.
Right field, into the pool, going swimming. That's a pretty big hit right there. And you can make it 10 for the Diamondbacks. What was it? When you really want to make a splash? Is it a jackknife? Is that what you do, jumping into a pool, or is it a cannonball? First home run of the year for Alex Romero. How about that?
So if they score 12, do you get 6 tacos?
Nah, that was brought up last night.
No?
The answer is no. A resounding no.
Really?
I thought yes, and unfortunately our senior booth producer in charge, Scott Snyder, slammed his fist down and said absolutely not.
Really?
I was very angry.
I heard he had a rough road trip.
Well, 2 wins.
I mean, you know what? You've got to step it up.
And tonight he takes a night off. He's taking in the game from the seats.
Oh, wait, Studley. Got his Cheez-It t-shirt on. He's okay. That long road trip, he needs a night off.
1-2 the count. What an inning. A 7-run third inning. Everyone that has come to the plate has reached and scored at this point. Breaking ball is away from Lopez. What a tough major league debut. Looks good as he deals the 2-2. That one is fouled off. Don't forget, congratulations to D-back season ticket holder Nancy McDaniel. You've won an autographed bat for renewing your season ticket for 2010. If you're a season ticket holder, renew today. You could be a winner during the 30 and 30 prizes in 30 days. For a list of the prizes and winners, visit dbacks.com/STH. Hot shot. Time for the first down.
It's getting loud down there.
It is getting loud. June 17th and 18th in Kansas City, the Diamondbacks went back-to-back ball games with double-digit runs. Scored 12 in both games, and one of those was started by Zach Greinke, amazingly enough.
Yeah.
That's the only other time this year that they have gone back-to-back double-digit scores in a ball game.
All right, so what is it? What is it about the fact that when the guys that hit 3 and 4 in the lineup, they seem like a different club? What is it?
Why don't you tell me? I'll give you the simple version. They're good.
Well, yeah. Could it be comfort level? Could it be that the other guys in the lineup get in position to have success as well? They're not forced to be in a position that they're not necessarily comfortable with. Now that Justin Upton has settled into the 3 spot, Mark Reynolds has settled into the 4 spot, and on any given day, Gerardo Parra or Miguel Montero hits in the 5th spot. But it seems to me as if Ryan Roberts likes that number 2 spot. It seems to me that Stephen Drew likes the leadoff spot. It's comfort level. When those guys are hitting 3-4, it sets everybody else up in the lineup.
Breaking ball shot right back through the middle and a base hit for Ryan Roberts. He's been on 3 times. He's got 29 hits this month, hitting about 360. Here's the other thing about it. To dial it back just a little bit, a frustrating inning for Cecil Cooper as we see the hanger off the bat of Roberts. No one's anointing these youngsters champions at all when we talk like this. They're just, those 2 in the order are just reaching the point of their careers where they can bear this responsibility. They were unable to last year.
No.
They were healthy last year. And this club was caught and passed and right in the rearview mirror of the Dodgers.
That's right.
But they're older now.
Oh, and they're still learning.
And they're still learning.
We talked about Reynolds. You know, it's not so much feast or famine anymore. Yes, he strikes out. But you know what? He also takes that ball to right field a little more, like he did last night. He also hits a homer, of course. You know, that's what everybody wants to see. But tonight, man on first and second, he hits a ball back through the middle for an RBI. It's great to hit the ball over the fence and hit the 3-run homer. But those 2-out RBI singles are what win you games. And it's going to be up to this guy at the plate and the guy standing on deck to do a lot of that.
That was nearly extra bases. He picked on a breaking ball. In Houston on this road trip, Ryan Roberts walked into A.J. Hinch's office and wanted to talk hitting. He said, you want me to head out? No. They started talking about level shoulders. They started talking about when a guy throws hard, all simple stuff. When a guy throws hard, you don't try to match him with a harder swing. Simple stuff that we hear talked about. And strolling into the office was the man who's hitting right now. 21, and now he's since turned 22. And he came in with his wisdom. And I'm telling you, it was wisdom. He really thinks this game through. Talking about keeping his level shoulders. Talking about trying the bat, keep it on the line, not dipping down too much and coming back up. He doesn't have much of a downward swing. But he, Roberts, and Hinch went on for 15 minutes, and I was blessed to be a fly on the wall and just listen.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Because everybody has their own philosophy, but they all talk about the same thing. They have different ways to say it. They have different approaches. They have different ways they stand in the batter's box. But at the point of contact and at the point of follow through, it's all the same. Now, I would argue that Justin Upton's swing right now is not the same swing he had in April. It's been refined. He's found something that has worked. He's found some confidence and some swagger along the way. And he's had some success. It's not the same swing. And you know what? He's not the same player. Nor is Mark Reynolds. They're better. And that's all you can ask.
Pops it up and into the seats it goes. Justin in the conversation, and this is when you know a team is at least growing in their relationships. Looked right at, and I'm not going to say exactly what he said, that part with a little bit more privilege. Looked right at Ryan Roberts and said some pretty strong things about his approach. Well, you do this and this is great, but when you do this, it's not good.
Huh?
And Ryan was loving it, as that one just missed. That's what teammates do, right?
Only teammates can do that. The hitting instructor can't do that. I can't tell you. Yeah, we talk about old school and talk about the old days and how it used to be. That's exactly how it used to be. It used to happen after the game, in the clubhouse, maybe over a cold one. But you know what? As long as it happens, doesn't matter when. But that's the way. That's the way you learn your team. That's the way you gel as a team. I tell you, the invaluable wisdom of even, we joke all the time about pitchers. But you know what? When a pitcher can stand there and say, Matt or Justin or Ryan, here's how I would get you out because here's where I think your holes are. You can work on it.
Justin fires that bat away. You know what, Justin? Don't get frustrated. Your club just scored 7 runs. Oh, in 2001 they used to say they want to slug. We'll slug. Just got a note, by the way, email form, by the way, and coming from back east where it's almost 11 o'clock in Hamtramck. That's right, I said it, Hamtramck, just outside of Detroit.
Huh?
Where Gracie is enjoying another dinner, another fine feast, a late night feast at the Polish Village, and he has got us on his iPhone. So at some point he said when he watches, this was early, when he watches he'll be waiting for the question. He may have a guess, so we'll see, either you or I. He's kind of on the outs with me. So
oh yeah. Long road trip. Yeah, it's okay.
Hand on the hands. Good spot, real good spot, right there in the heart of the Motor City, and a good pitch. He buried that one in. That's no fun as a right-handed hitter to get 94 in your knuckles.
No, it's no fun. Ouch. That's ouch. Try to stay inside the baseball and you just can't get it in there. Can't pull the hands in far enough. You get a reaction like that. Well, he beat me. He got me. What was the question?
100 runs or more in 1999 as a member of the D-backs. 100 runs or more.
Score.
To score. To score. Or drove in 100 runs or more.
Okay, so.
Which is a really, I think, a really, really fabulous question.
Well, let's look back at that year. Tony Womack led the league in stolen bases. I believe he stole 72 that year, I think. So you'd probably say that he had a pretty good chance to score 100.
That bat goes flying away and disappears. And fortunately, everyone's all right. The boss went over and made sure. The boss has said he's just fine with going ahead and taking that net on up a little bit higher. Taking on all the way around like you see in a lot of ballparks.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. It nearly went right over that. And we don't like to think about what that would have been like.
Yeah, it gets dangerous.
As that one is fouled off.
Yeah, it's flying bats out of the hands of the guys at the plate, but it's also broken bats these days. You have a sharp end on them that are finding their way into the stands. I know Gracie just, every time it happens, he scares him.
There has been a lot of research done based on that subject, and some great features coming up next week in Los Angeles on maple bats, and some possible answers and some studies that he's been involved in, and I mean digging deep on this one. So you want to hang with us in Los Angeles for a variety of reasons. That one is fouled off. I just got a text on the question, and it's a good one. Look, the guess is a guy who's a good friend of mine, so I'm not quite sure if it's right. But this guess comes from Greg Swindell, and he wants to guess George Fabregas.
Georgie.
And that's, I guess, not correct.
Close, but no cigar. Hamtramck, huh? Is that where he's at? Because I just.
That's what he'd say. He sent me a little,
he's
like an email. Oh, he's got you.
Oh, yeah.
It's down in a basement below a building, so we'd have to come back up to watch for a while. So he must have been up watching.
No, he's got a guess.
That's not cold. What did he guess? This is Gracie's guess now. He texted you.
He texted me. Now I don't know what he's been eating or drinking.
There's plenty of good to eat and some drinks there. There's no doubt.
But his guess is Turner Ward.
Turner Ward, guys.
Oh, Gracie.
What a terrible guess.
Well, I have a guess.
Okay.
So Luis Gonzalez led the league in hits, and he also led the league in doubles. So I want to say he did both. Scored 100 and drove in 100. Gonzo, he's a good player.
It's off the wall. Settles under it, easing into second. There is Kaz Matsui with a double. Now we have a guest coming in on D-backs booth on Twitter. And Matt Williams is the guest, and that guest comes from, let's see, Brett Murdoch.
See, we have knowledgeable fans.
Very, very good.
Well, with the exception of Gracie, they know what they're talking about.
On his Me phone. He changed the name of his to a Me phone.
Well, that's him. I, me.
I tell you what, I'm glad you're here this weekend.
Yeah?
Although there is a bit of a movement afoot, and I say that because that's where it's led, for a big promotion coming up here at the ballpark. As that one is swung right through. 0-2. You know, you've seen the presidents and the sausages and at Miller Park. You've seen all sorts of fun. In Atlanta, they have the tools, the Home Depot race. Working hard on something we're trying to call the Racing Gracies.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh, I would love to see that.
Got him with a fastball. That one had some race on it. Somebody might want to head out there and warm up the Astros pitcher. 10-4. A tie. That's his broadcaster uniform with, you know, the big old head. Have him in the Cubs uniform, you know, without the World Championship ring, and then in the Diamondbacks uniform. All three Gracies race against one another.
Love it.
He tried to answer our Aflac trivia question. He will be better with a big head racing than this. This was just, he guessed a terrible guess. But a lot of good choices here. A who's who. There's Jay and Fins, Gonzo, Matty, and Tony Womack. A lot of your favorites, folks. A lot of your favorites. Now a new crop of favorites led by Mark Reynolds as he swings over the top of that one.
Well, it makes the point, though, doesn't it? Doesn't it make the point, you know, that you see Justin and Mark in the middle of the lineup, and everybody just kind of fits into their spot when they are 3 and 4. 1999 is a perfect example. You got Tony Womack at the top of the lineup. He leads the league in stolen bases. Who hits second? Jay Bell. The perfect spot for Jay to hit in that particular lineup. You follow him up with Gonzo. You sit me in between Gonzo and Finley, which is perfect. You know, and then the hammer Fins is at the end. All your lineup stacks up right. It fits. Now, you don't always have the pieces. We've seen that. Justin goes down with a bad side. Mark goes down with a little flu. You have to make some adjustment. But when it's on, it's like the Southwest ad. It's on, and you can slug.
Lopez rocks and fires. This is his major league debut. Mark Reynolds drills it into left center field. Got it down off the end of the bat, though. You immediately start assuming, even when he's off balance, and he can hit it out. Most home runs in a season in Diamondbacks history. Reynolds just a tick away from 40. Hit 39 last night. We've spoken of 2001 and that magical season. Just as magical as the year Jay Bell hit 38 home runs. And you see Troy on that list as well. Troy Gloss. Miguel Montero. Could you feel it throughout your career when your protector was gone, was injured?
Oh, yeah.
In the lineup?
Sure.
And you had to go a week or 2 weeks, month, half a season?
Yeah, you know, you don't look at it that way as a player.
I understand.
You look at it like, well, you know, it's like this club. You know, Mark Reynolds is going to hit, like we talked about, hit a lot of homers, but ultimately he's going to be more productive for his club when Stephen Drew or Ryan Roberts or Justin Upton are on the base, and he's knocking them in, regardless of how many balls he hits over the fence.
Sure.
That's how this team is going to be successful offensively, is everybody does their thing. So yeah, you feel it. It's a really good feeling when it's all clicking. When it's all working, it's a lot of fun to come to the ballpark. Years like that, like 1999, hitting in the middle of the lineup, you feel like you're hitting with a guy on second base every time. That's fun.
Can't imagine. By the way, that's a contract out there.
Oh yeah, get it.
That's a contract.
Sorry, I was falling down on the job here.
We also want to remind you, as that one flies, there's one last chance with 2 outs. This is a big inning. It's the Gila River Casino's hit and win inning. If the D-backs homers in this inning, hits the hit and win sign right now, $630,000. Jackpot grows by 10 grand every night. Visit dbacks.com/hit and win. One entry per person. Tom Francis of Scottsdale. Don't forget the grand opening of the brand new hotel at Wild Horse Pass coming up this fall. Oh, that's a contract. Absolutely. I mean, are you kidding me?
One-handed off balance, going to the line. No fear. You're not afraid to run through the fence or over the rail.
No.
Come on.
Oh, my goodness. Mark Reynolds just did a couple of spots before that. He was inspired by Mark diving into seats.
Yeah.
Hitting his face on the concrete.
Taking on the concrete.
That changeup is away. 1-1 the count. Bard doubled in a couple of runs, and that one misses outside. 2-1 the count.
Getting back to the conversation.
Yes.
You were privileged enough to hear in AJ's office, among the offensive guys on this team. You can be most honest and most open with your teammates, good and bad. The fact that Justin could say, "Hey, Brian, here's what you do good when you're good. Here's what you do bad when you're not." He's not going to take offense to that.
No.
It's all about getting better. Justin wouldn't say anything unless he wanted him to get better, and I'm sure he would accept Justin would accept Ryan telling him that as well.
21 runs in the last 2 games. 21 in the previous 8 before that. Goodness. So he gets at least a chance in his major league debut to get his first big league at bat. Those good looking shoes. That one is fouled off.
I tell you have shoes like that, and you're a pitcher, and you get an at bat and get on first base, you better steal second. Because you're telling everybody that is in the ballpark and everybody watching on television that you can run. So you better take off. Those right there are not pitcher shoes, folks. Those are outfielder shoes. Those are base stealer shoes. You better go.
Funny, the guy in black shoes. Let's find Mark McClune with the conversation. Big Mac, where you at?
Just down here by the president, Derek Hall, standing by with Kirk Jones, his wife Karen, and here to talk about how you can team up with ALS Research, the NBA, and the Diamondbacks next Friday when the Diamondbacks take on the Rockies. Come out to Tempe Marketplace for our Augie's Quest auction. Standing by with Kirk Jones. And how has ALS and baseball affected your life?
Well, Mark, there's been a couple turning points in my life. One of those was when I was drafted and had the opportunity to play baseball professionally. And the other turning point that came into my life was a diagnosis of ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, which occurred in September of last year.
How is your diagnosis? How is your treatment going?
You know, of course, the diagnosis was a tough word to get. But all in all, you know, just the challenging part is a progressive weakness that paralyzes my leg, my lower back side, and my lower back as the disease continues to progress.
This from a former pitcher, a guy that played pro ball for a number of years, also went to UNLV, just like Matt Williams, just like Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach for the Diamondbacks. You had a chance to talk to him in the dugout before the game tonight. What did you talk about?
Mel and I were just reminiscing about old times at UNLV and the common players and coaches that had a major impact in both our lives.
And the Diamondbacks have meant an awful lot to you since day one. We see the video there. If you talk with Mel Stottlemyre Jr., you've actually been a season ticket holder here at Chase Field since day one.
Yes, we have. My wife was instrumental not only getting season tickets, but also getting season ticket holders with the Phoenix Firebirds, which gave us priority seating selection when the Diamondbacks came to town.
That's going way back, and we'll go even further back. I understand that you know somebody that knew a very young Matt Williams.
It's actually my sister-in-law's brother, Ferd Mariani. Had good friends, Danny Knuckles and Bruce Barnes.
Do those ring a bell? Danny Knuckles and Bruce Barnes, Matty?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, some of the cohorts that back from Carson High that throw out a big hello to Matt Williams.
Well, we're going to take you up to the booth right now and say hello. But before we let you go, as a Diamondback fan, what was the biggest hit in the ninth inning of Game 7 of the World Series? Was it Grace, Womack, or Gonzo?
Well, you know, as big as Womack's hit was, to me, Gonzo's hit was the biggest in the sense that it brought the World Championship here to Arizona.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. And, guys, we're coming your way, and we'll try to track down Danny Knuckles and Bruce Barnes, guys.
Thank you very much, and God bless that gentleman. And our thoughts, obviously, and prayers. How courageous. That's wonderful. And he helping to stir things up, plenty strong enough to stir things up here, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it. Come on. Sit down on the couch and share. Open up.
We don't have enough time.
Okay.
We don't
Knuckles.
have Danny Knuckles.
That's a scary name.
That's a scary guy.
Max Scherzer. Bringing it. Max kind of like Danny Knuckles. Ooh.
tired right there, boy.
Yes?
Oh, yeah.
The good thing about a club like that one is you guys never would poke fun.
Oh, no.
Or make life difficult if anyone was tired, maybe taxed.
Never.
The 0-1. I'll tell you, we were talking last night. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it all, Matty, with the twist and turn of Yusmeiro Petit, a little bit of Louis Tion. We had the nickname of the Whirling Dervish, and had a little fun with it. That one is belted. But Brandon Allen is slowly earning a nickname.
I like it.
Just saying, and he really made me look good. I was going down that path, and then he belted one off the fence. He has 3 hits in his home debut tonight. How about this feel?
It's great. It wasn't exactly what he wanted to do the first few games in the big leagues, but the home debut has been spectacular.
Goodness gracious. Brandon Allen. What do you folks think? Tony Pena went to the White Sox. Brandon Allen came over. He started this year, remember, in Double-A Birmingham.
It's fun to play under the bright lights with the third deck. He's making the most of it. I like anybody that is playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. He's Danny Knuckles.
At some point, we have to know who he is. I mean, people are really, they're just dying to know. Right now in Hamtramck, the Polish village, they're wondering who Danny Knuckles is. And I know you're never going to be able to tell us.
No, it's one of those things, you know.
And in time for the out, we step aside for one moment from that story to remind you about this story, the first home run of the year for Alex Romero. And of course, we take a ride after a ride down Power Sports Blue Cam into the water. Boy, the camera positioned perfectly. Yeah, it went in the pool.
I tell you, our production people are phenomenal.
Can you imagine?
They've got cameras everywhere.
And you have the flight of the ball is that one is swung right through. Flight of the ball, the camera operator hops in, boom, there it is. Beautiful.
There's a pair of shorts out there and a t-shirt and those flip-flops.
See, there he is. And that camera, I tell you, it's durable.
He changes quick too.
Right back up into center field, picked off there, throwing behind Brandon Allen. Good heads-up base running, a base hit for Max Scherzer.
Well, yeah, I can't tell you who Danny Knuckles is, but sometimes he's real, and sometimes he's just a figment of your imagination.
Wow.
They say that good base runners don't need base coaches. There's an example where you do. Can't see the ball behind you. Trying to score on that ball if it gets past the diving second baseman. Chip Hale's there to hold him up if Matsui's able to dive and catch that ball, which he did.
Oh, and 1 the count to Stephen Drew, who is 8 for his last 15 with runners in scoring position. 8 for his last 15. Well, missed a little time early. You're looking at a shortstop that has a good chance at 70 runs batted in. This is a roller. And there is RBI under 56.
Well, it doesn't have to be pretty. That's good towards right there. Sometimes you just have to hit it towards the open spot.
You know, I like to say up here, with a little misstep like that, he'll be just fine.
Craig Colvin yell out of the dugout. We saw Steven get gimpy past first base right there. And saw him mouth the words to Lorenzo Bundy about his toe. Something's wrong with his toe. Doesn't feel good. Colby would say, "Well, we need to get the tow truck then. Take care of that."
I had a coach who used to say the wheelbarrow. Get the wheelbarrow out here. Yeah. Gonna put him in it and get him out of here. Got to play on.
And he come back to the dugout after the half inning. And somebody, usually me, would tell him to tape an aspirin to it and go get him.
I like it. Ooh, the Ryan Roberts crossing. I like that. That's great.
With the old school jersey. Who do we have to talk to have the racing graces? Who? I mean, do you have this all set?
Little flip out front, and Scherzer is erased.
Because I am in full support.
Well, right there. That's the man. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. I buttered him up again today. You know, nobody butters up the boss like I do.
Well, that's Gonzo's boss. Right
absolutely.
There. Yeah, it is.
So he likes the racing graces a lot. Now it's.
I have to say I do too.
It's kind of my baby, and you know, initially seeing Kruko and Kuiper in big old head form running out on the field. No, not racing. I thought of it, but I thought it just. That one kicks away, and the runners will move up.
Well, I, for one, think it's a fabulous idea.
Want to know the count to Justin Upton, 11-4 the score. We're getting to work on it. It is going to be a fabulous, fabulous entertainment point here at the ballpark each and every night, as that one is away. You know, a lot of them have different characters, you know, different flavored sausages. Let's say the different presidents in Washington, the different tools in Atlanta. When I say I'm not talking about Grace, I mean they're actual tools and, you know, stuff like that from Home Depot. That one is high. This would be unique. This would be all three of them have, they're all, it's triplets. They're all exactly the same, just at different points in their lives.
Well, folks, anytime you get to the ballpark and you see Derek Hall, please let him know that you would like to see the racing graces as well.
Said Matt Williams. Said Matt Williams. And that is ball 4. Justin Upton will take a walk. Want to remind you, this Sunday, the first 5,000 kids into Chase Field receive a Brandon Webb baseball cap courtesy of Pepsi. 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com/Sunday for tickets. Ah, man. We didn't mean to do that. Held on just a little bit too long.
Oh, pine tar's a wonderful thing.
0-1 the count to Mark Reynolds. I will always contend, and I won't stay on the subject for long with the bases loaded, that pine tar is so good that they should have one on the mound. Nice little pine tar rag for the pitchers.
Yeah. Sure.
The 0-1. Buried a fastball in. It's coming into the seats. Oh my goodness.
Contract.
Yeah, he did. He caught it on a bobble. Kind of like Bob Boone and Pete Rose in Philadelphia.
Can we get that man a contract?
Yes,
please?
he's got to have one. It was beautiful. That was beautiful.
You got to stay with the play, folks. You can't give up on it. You have to stay with the play.
You folks remember Bob Boone bobbled, Pete Rose came in and grabbed it. That's what happened there.
Gotta stick with it. You just never know.
Bottom left. Let's see. Boom.
There's the bobble, and look at the catch right there. See?
Right there.
Did I just cover it up?
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice play. Get him a contract.
Third one of the night. That one is fouled off.
He's texting. Did you see me? I had it all the way.
Oh, he knows. He knows about Pops bobbling that ball and Pete Rose being there. There's Aaron Boone. Heart surgery earlier this year.
Have you ever told Dad about?
The play is made. 11-4 the score.
Racing races.
Oh, money. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Max Scherzer very quietly delivering in a night in which it appeared to be early on. As you take a look at our Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Both starting pitchers getting into the 90s comfortably. Early on, maybe another missed opportunity, a misstep for Max Scherzer. He got himself some runs, and I think that allowed him to fight his way through it.
Yeah, what does that tell you? You know, the mentality of Max Scherzer is, okay, yeah, he wants to, if I know him well enough, and I think I do, any adversity he wants to go harder. You know, at least, so the veteran guys in the club, the pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre Jr. are trying to teach him to go softer. It adds to longevity. It adds to going deeper into games if you face those adverse times. That's what he really wants to do right there. Get a guy 2 strikes. He wants to throw that high riding fastball at 96 or 97 miles an hour and strike him out. Trying to teach him, you know what? Throw maybe 2 or 3 pitches in at bat instead of 5 or 6.
Carlos Lee fly ball. Here is Romero putting it to bed. 7 strikeouts on the evening, and now a fly out pitch. Number 92 dealt right there by Max Scherzer here in the 6th inning. In the 1st inning, it was a walk to Bourne and a walk to Kippinger to open up the ball game, and then Berkman got a changeup right down the middle that he doubled home both runs. Michael Bourne then reached on a fielder's choice ground out back in the 3rd inning, and Jeff Kippinger homered on a changeup for a home run. And that's it. Those are the runs. He got it. Up and in. Hurt. Miguel Tejada, that hurts.
Yeah, that hurts at 96 miles an hour.
Right fielder Hunter Pence.
Yep, the arm goes dead. Miguel says, why me? And I'm the old guy here.
Right back to right down the middle to Hunter Pence.
You want to talk about unorthodox.
Looks very uncomfortable, doesn't it?
He gets it done, though. Gets it done.
With a lot of energy, with a lot of team play. He has really brought his game back this year. The 1-1. Belts it down level. He dropped his hands on a changeup. He was ready up front. Hustling around his Tejada saying, you're going to hit me, I'm going to score. I'm going to hang one on your ERA. He was running with that kind of verve and vigor. And Hunter Pence, as Manny just said a moment ago, it's unique, but he gets it done. 58 RBIs.
Picked on a changeup. You know, it looks painful at times. It looks forced at times, but he puts the head of the bat on the baseball.
That one is high, a changeup again. Here's Kaz Matsui battling with this count. 7 for his last 42 coming in. Finally snapped that with the double and did so in the 4th inning. Diamondbacks home for a 3-game series. After going to 4 cities. Previous trip to that going to 3. 3-game series.
Hey, sleep fast. Sleep fast.
Never so fast have I raced to the dry cleaners, the washing machine, and the barber before I had my second cup of coffee.
Oh, and by the way, it's actually 2.5 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Sleep fast.
How in the world did he hit that ball? Down and in, and this is going to hurt the ERA now quite a bit. Racing on around is Matsui. Another run scores. That's 6 on the Ernie in 6 innings. Not quite sure how he hit that pitch, though. That was pitch number 100. That's 91. He was trying to back off the fastball just a little bit. Watch this.
It's almost on the ground.
Missed a spot, though.
I don't know. Where's look at the. He never saw that ball. That's emergency happening right there. I didn't see the pitch, but I don't want to take it because it may be a strike. I'm just going to try to foul it off, and he squared it up.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow, and we're really looking forward to this. Luis Gonzalez Day. It's the official announcement of the retirement of the Diamondback great. Press conference at 4 o'clock. We'll be down there with it. A conversation with Gonzo. Middle of the night pregame. Diamondbacks live, and then the Diamondbacks and the Houston Astros, followed by our Quest post-game show. That's all of it in a nutshell. That should be plenty. 0-1 the count.
Well, I tell you what, he will do a fabulous job of doing his new job. He's the most personable, charitable, a fantastic teammate. He'll come up and spend some time with us up here. We'll tell all kinds of stories, mostly about racing.
Really?
Oh boy, wait till you hear it.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I tell you, we might need to bring Zeke in as well tomorrow.
Oh,
As that one is high.
the more the merrier. There's a lot of things, boy. We can go on and on and on. It may
Really?
take 3 or 4 innings. Who knows?
That one is foul back coming our way. All right, a couple of booths down into the Spanish broadcast booth. Chico dropped it. Just a terrible play.
Oh, yeah, he's acting like he
Entró a la
caught it.
cabina de transmisión. Quizás si la escuchó usted.
In other words, you were running like a scared, something like that. In front of the ball, Chico.
Unbelievable.
Kidding me?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing.
Pizarra a la mitad de la sexta.
Top of the 5th inning. We were talking about this matchup on our way out of town. It's Jimenez, it's Lincecum, and that is an awesome pitching matchup there. Know your score. Visit freecreditreport.com. How about that one, man? Lincecum against Jimenez. Are you kidding me?
That's a good one.
I was thinking to myself that that's a good one.
It is good.
Just thought I'd repeat you there.
Not a whole lot of lumber being laid out now.
That one right off the plate. That's called a foul ball. 0-1 the count. That's a beautiful ballpark. I tell you, it was a treat to spend a couple of days up there, AT&T Park. We do know after leaving it, it's certainly, although the Diamondbacks found their bats last night, a pitcher's ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah, especially at night.
So a couple of T-shirts. Williams on the back.
T-shirts?
Oh, you bet.
No.
You bet the fans, they talk about Matty still.
No.
A lot of fun. The 1-1. Fly ball, deep left field. Going back is Carlos Lee. Out of here. Into the ASU section. Maroon and gold. High-fiving one another. They've got themselves a souvenir. Go Devils, go Diamondbacks. Season high 4 times now.
We get double tacos?
No, I told you that earlier.
Come on.
My goodness.
I like tacos. Sorry.
Well, if you want 3 more, do what I wouldn't do. Go to the hit.
Yeah.
You know I wouldn't. You would.
I would. I'm not afraid.
12 runs. 12-6 the score. So for Miguel Montero, the magical season continues. 13 homers, 47 RBIs now. 8 homers since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And he has filled in the absence of Chris Snyder. Snyder continuing to battle upper leg and back problems. Might not play anytime soon. There's that one. In the left center field gap. A couple of Astros racing. And that one is hauled in. The big fella, Carlos Lee. Like a big tight end out there racing under that one.
Had it the whole way right there. Look at this. On a full gallop. Oh, Bourne was looking at him. Are you kidding me? And Carlos said, where were you, man? You're supposed to make that play.
Now where's my speedy center fielder? Here's the guy that has 46 stolen bases.
Where were you, he says.
He's not happy. And he's getting a big kick out of it. I think I would be too.
Oh, you had it all the way, big fella. Nice play.
By the way, Wilton Lopez, I know it's been tough, and I know you've taken it on the chops as you get to know the big leagues. But good for you, what you're doing for your team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, eating innings. He's given up 4 runs, 3 earned. He's given up 7 hits. I'm going to talk about instantly earning some respect from your veteran teammates. A young man out of Leon in Nicaragua making his major league debut and showing some guts.
Yeah, get the ball back, put it in your glove, get your sign, and fire it over the plate.
Back in the day, let us say, a couple of things would happen. For this effort, the starting pitcher would buy a mistake.
Yep.
Especially if he was a veteran. He'd also dye his shoes all black on the same evening.
He would. And I would imagine at some point he'd come to the ballpark one day, probably on a getaway day, and find a new outfit in his locker that he had to wear.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Nice going, kid. Way to pick up the team. Now, here's your dress.
So we present all perspectives from steak dinners to shoe dye to cross-dressing. So, I mean, that's just kind of
Hey, you never know.
just old school, just the black, just rub some mud on it.
Remember Jeffrey Leonard?
Certainly.
One
You know what's
flap
funny?
down.
Ken Griffey Jr., when we spoke with him in Seattle, gave Jeffrey Leonard credit for putting him in the right place when he got to the big leagues.
Yeah, it's amazing. My first spring training in the big league, at big league camp, Jeffrey Leonard, left fielder, just a huge man, intimidating. Gave all the rookies what they deserved, you know. I thought, man, I don't know if I can ever make it with this guy around. Later that year, I get a call to the big leagues. Who's the first guy to meet me in the clubhouse? Jeffrey Leonard. Complete with shoes, batting gloves, wristbands. For me.
Had everything.
Gave it all to me. Here you go, kid. Welcome to the big leagues. You know, put the rookies in their place. Teach them how to play the game. But to speak to your point, you know, yeah, here, you need spikes, you need gloves, you need wristbands, I'll give them to you. Welcome to the big leagues. And by the way, I'll probably buy you dinner after the game.
So safe to say, this is very interesting to me, as this is fouled off. It's safe to say you look back on him, and that's the list isn't very long, but he's on that list of guys you would say that helped you along your way.
Sure. You bet.
You and Ken Griffey Jr. both say that about Jeffrey Lemon. Very interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
the truth.
Very interesting. A couple of pretty good ball players, folks. What do you think? Breaking ball, 1-2 the count.
It's the truth. It speaks to teammates and the trials and tribulations of a season, and hopefully many seasons together, and learning each other and being able to teach and help and support and give a kick in the fanny when it's needed. You know? Only your teammates can do that.
Right.
And if your teammates do that, help you and teach you and give you that kick from time to time, you become a better team.
The 1-2. That one is fouled off. John Hester waits on deck, waiting his opportunity to make his major league debut. Out of Stanford, 13th round pick of the Diamondbacks back in 2006.
I think that heart rate is right now.
It's immeasurable. And we're about to find out. You know, you sit up in your chair a little bit more when you're up here. When you're in the dugout, you sit up a little bit further. And you watch a major league debut. Welcome to the major leagues. The first at bat for John Hester. This year in Reno, hit .328, 9 homers, 66 RBIs, and an on-base plus slugging of .910. John Hester making his major league debut. And a nice welcome there. A catcher. And a big kick, as you can see. First pitch is away. 1-0 the count. I remember watching him play a lot, spending time in minor league camp. Ironically enough, watching him play a lot with A.J. Hinch, who was then his boss this spring. Big swing, and the count is 1-1. Tell us about him, Matty.
Well, he's the backstop that you want to have. His teammates want him to get on a fastball and hit one out of the park, but he's the backstop you want to have. He's the guy that takes pride in the ball not getting by him when he's behind the plate. Granted, he wants to do well offensively, but ultimately his concern is getting that pitcher through as many innings as he can and playing defense, cutting runners down at second base. He's getting his opportunity now.
Fouls that one back. They've been there this year. They've had their first big league hits. They have their memories.
Isn't it great? Couple of cagey vets right there. They've been there, done that.
Homers in their first big league at bats. Jordan Schaefer and Gerardo Parra this year. Rusty Ryle, Trent Olchin. Within the last few weeks, they made their debuts. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2 the count. Hart continues to race, number 31 on his back. Got the call, and on the roster for now replaces John Roush. We'll see what other changes follow. The 2-2. Fly ball drilled center field. Going back is Bourne. Looking up. That one gets high. Off the wall. And out of here. In his first major league at bat, John Hester just home. It's now happened 101 times in Major League history. The last to do it, his teammate,
experience. I tell you what, don't look now, folks, but these guys in this dugout are becoming a team. It's good to see.
Unbelievable. Stanford University catcher. By the way, that's on the resume of his manager, too.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, AG. You can't be stoic now, can you? You can see the third Diamondback to do it, Alex Cabrera, in 2000.
So everybody's got a cell phone these days, right? Everybody. You know Johnny's got one. And it is absolutely blowing up in his locker right now. Everybody that saw it sending a text message. He'll get to his locker after the game. He won't think about looking at his cell phone because everybody will be there with a microphone.
Yep.
But when he has a shower, puts clothes on, and gets ready to go wherever he's going to go tonight, probably to a hotel, there'll be 100 messages on there. Good for him.
Stephen Drew, fly ball, well struck left fielder. Carlos Lee is there to make the play for the out. Welcome to the major leagues, John Hester. Gerardo Parra did it earlier this year. Now you have done it. A home run in his first big league appearance. Have I told you how good it is to be back home? Bullpen is waiting to give you love. Look at Clay Zavada with true passion. That ball's in his back pocket. There it is. And that's going in the bag.
Yeah, great. You revert back to the time you were 6 years old. First playing the game. The joy and the passion you play with. It's great. Great to see.
I wonder if Mom Joe Hester was watching. She has been following and watching on the internet throughout the minor league career. That's the great thing about minor league baseball now, as Rosales takes over.
I would imagine that if she is extremely proud right now. If she didn't get a chance to watch for some reason, I know she tried. She'll get the news pretty soon. don't like it. A lot.
I'm stunned. 2-2 the count. That one fouled back off the screen. Just stunning.
Well, it all started when you talked about the racing races.
Well, it's usually where it starts. There's no doubt. Born in Atlanta in September of 1983. John Hester. And that is a strikeout.
Center fielder
Well, we could use, you know, even if you can't, if you don't see Derek Hall around the ballpark, signs will work. Signs will work.
Right.
Call for the racing Graysons.
Oh, really?
Yes, bring your signs.
All right. I tend to agree with you, but Derek might get angry.
Derek's an observant guy. He'll see the signs. You know, it's getting to be September. It's good. I, for one, would like to see it. I know that.
Two and one the count. Over the top of that dandy changeup. Certainly when you talk about Rosales, a different look than the heat of Max Scherzer. And Max wasn't his prettiest night when you talk about 5 runs, but what do you take positive from it, Matt Williams?
Well, I take positive from it that, you know, he fell behind early. They regained the lead. He gave it up again, but he battled through. You know, he battled through to get to the point where he got deep enough in the game that, you know, he saved the bullpen as much as he could. Turned it over to the bullpen. Offense has been phenomenal, but I like the fact that he battled through tonight. Behind early, ahead, behind again. Gave his team a chance to win.
One and one the count. All the guys back inside the room now. They have a monitor.
They don't give, you know, they don't get a whole lot of love down there. So when they do, they like it a lot.
We're not quite sure if they listen to us or if which audio they have piped in.
Well, we'll ask them. Are you guys listening to us?
If they're listening, please send John Hester out because we'd like to talk about him a little bit more. And we're not quite sure if the audio is mixed in because a lot of times different parts in the park, you know, they will have the radio mixed in with the video, just mixed. Well, that was really disappointing, quite honestly, there. 2-2 the count.
Well, there's one way you could do it. You want?
Do it, please. There he is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see him out there and mention Dad John and Mom Joe. I wanted to say Mom and Dad's name. We said Mom's name earlier.
Nice going, boys. Thanks for the help. We appreciate it.
We still have time, actually. This bit can continue because the inning is not over. You know me, I love a good bit. Or a bad one.
See, those relief pitchers, they're always happy to oblige.
That was great. You see him come out and even gave a little kneel and a wave. TV curtain call. See, they know we're looking. Lane Boyer's very good at waving over his shoulder.
Oh, the life of a relief pitcher.
0-1 the count, 14-6 the score. Bouncing ball. Send him out one more time. Young man out of Atlanta, Marist High School, economics major at Stanford. Get him out here. Come on. Get him out. There, he's in there. 14-6 the score. What a night for Mr. Master.
And you'll tell a story about Luis Gonzalez. Looking forward to that.
I've been waiting a long time to get the mic to tell stories about Gonzo. No, just kidding. We had an exhibition game, and it has something to do with the mascot.
A mascot uniform. So, guys, got to stick around for that. That's a tease. D-backs leading the Astros. We're here after the game for Quest D-backs Live.
Roberts.
Thank you, guys. Looking forward to that. 14-6 to score. The Diamondbacks rolling. We take a look ahead at what's brewing. The Diamondbacks, as this is brought to you by Miller Lite, had their way with Bud Norris. You would imagine he hasn't forgotten about that tough kid. And then Felipe Paulino against Dan Heron on Sunday. Both games on Fox Sports Arizona. And he'll be with us again tomorrow in the booth. And the unique approach of the side wheeling, slinging right-hander Sammy Gervasio. This is a handful. We saw this in Houston. Yikes.
Yeah, you want to talk about a whirling dervish. Holy mackerel.
Man. I'm glad to see you bring that up again.
No, there's only one. I'm sorry. There's only one.
There he is.
There he is right there.
He was centered last night spiritually. He made sure that in the whirling dervish dance, he cleared himself, centered himself.
We got to get him a knock, though.
3-1 the count. Look at all the youngins up there. What's going on? My goodness. We have an entire high school, middle school out there. Everyone's on to the scent. That's Xavier High School out there. Gals from Xavier. I'm all in with that.
I don't see my daughter out there.
Huh?
My daughter goes to Xavier. She's a senior at Xavier this year.
John Hester, we need to know more. I tell you, I'm at the point where I already can't get enough of him. Mark McClune, you got to help us.
Well, we're going to get to know him even better because I guarantee that we're going to corral him on the post-game show and have a long conversation with him about what tonight was like. But just sort of looking through some old Stanford news reports on their website, getting to know John Hester a little bit. A kid that got into catching because his team needed to fill a job, and his coach in college, Mark Marcus of Stanford, had him as a backup for the first 2 years and said, anything you do offensively is a bonus. Now, on a survey given all the Stanford baseball players his senior year up on the website, it said what's one thing you've always envisioned yourself doing? He wrote, playing in the major leagues. I'm wondering if he also envisioned hitting a home run in his first big league at bat.
Well, that's great stuff. That is great stuff. Thank you, Big Mac.
Oh, and it wasn't a cheapie either.
No.
Wasn't down the line, curling around the foul pole. It was straight away. Whoa.
He was a catcher and a linebacker at Marist in the Atlanta area. All state in football twice. All county in baseball 3 times. Yep. And we've been watching this inning. They've been keeping an eye on Humberto Quintero, and they just keep coming out to check on him, and they're really concerned. And now you find yourself, he's grabbing the back there, checking the hamstrings. And when you're catching and your legs start to give out, you need to take the rest of the night. It's been a long, long night. 14-6 to score.
Yeah, it's as if he's got a cramp. Sometimes you get the cramp in the hamstring, and there's just no way to get rid of it.
In that position, he still can't get it loosened up.
We've all had cramps. You think you got it all loosened up and it stopped, and then you get back in that position that's uncomfortable and it grabs again.
He's keeping an eye.
He looks like he belongs in Tombstone. Give him a hat.
I'll tell you what, we got to. We suddenly have gone from concern for Quintero and immediately jumped into a battle of the stashes.
Oh, they can't even compete. Nice stash, nice stash. But you can't compete.
The 2-2. Chased up, and Upton goes down on strikes.
Well, that's nasty. Usually you have guys that throw from down there, and they're not your power pitchers. They're not the guys that run it in there. But that one was 93 miles an hour and moving too.
Ian has him hopping out of the way. 1-0 the count. 2 away. 14-6 the Diamondbacks lead. Mark fouls that one off. Now, we were talking about Reynolds and that home run.
I'm telling you.
Did he miss it?
I'm telling you. That's horrible. Where's he go? Look at him. He doesn't want to face the music.
1-2 the count. I didn't catch it initially. So.
Oh, I saw it all the way.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Golly.
You know, in that instance, Mark would have been one of those guys that puts his hand out there and then pulls it back. Oh, don't want to hurt myself.
No, he reached out for it.
Kind of.
Oh, boy. Heading on out to the Buffalo Chip. SuperSouthwest.com. Grab your bag and your bowl. It's on. I tell you, every Friday night, what a great place to visit. Head on out to Cave Creek to the Buffalo Chip. We've been out there all night with our crew. This microwave truck sending the pictures right on back. Carlos Lee to lead it off.
Oh, there's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Go on out to Cave Creek.
You know, maybe you get a private deal out there, you and Gracie.
No, I'm not interested in anything private. No, I'm not interested in any of that.
For a pregame show or something?
I'm shocked it's a foul ball off the bat of Lee. I would love to go out there and visit, bring the kids, have a nice meal maybe.
Yeah.
Listen to some fine country and western music, they like to call it. Maybe some George Strait in the jukebox.
Yeah. No bull.
Or the live band. And I'd just soon not go with Gracie. I mean, I spent a lot of time with him here.
Yeah, you make a good point. Sorry.
When it's time to end the season, that's when you pick your friends.
Yeah.
The 2-1. That one is off the end of the bat. Carlos Lee trends around. That one is put away by Trent Olchin, who is now in left field. Montgomery Gentry, I'd be out there listening to them. They'll be out here tomorrow night playing after the game. Fireworks after that. Luis Gonzalez night. Gonzo t-shirt. Boy, I've enjoyed seeing that Gonzo t-shirt that's being given away. That's a good looking shirt.
Number 2, Darren Erstad.
Nope, don't have one.
You're going. They're not giving it away yet. Tomorrow.
Just hoping to see one. Maybe show the people. Darren Erstad. First pitch, he goes after it and he rolls out. Well, you see how the fan poll is going. Make sure you get out here tomorrow tonight, or make your plans tonight to be out there tomorrow. Get tickets, and above 40,000 expected. And you'll get this good looking shirt. Oh wait, I don't have one. This one is outside.
I think he came back from the road trip with a bad attitude.
Do you now?
How's your attitude?
You do now. Hunter Pence, deep left field. Trent Olchin. Go get it, Trent. Go get it. Almost got it. It's out of here. Hunter Pence having a good night. A double and a homer. As he taps on home plate, the score is 14-7.
Well, the guy that we're going to honor tomorrow night did that not too long ago and brought one back into the park, just out of the reach of Trent Olchin. How's your attitude right now? Huh? How's your attitude right now?
I have a good attitude. Oh, I have the t-shirt. The squeaky wheel.
A whiny wheel.
The squeaky wheel.
No, it's a whiny wheel.
That is. Talk for a second here.
That's terrible. You know, any of you out there listening that have young kids, some days they're just whiny. They're just in a bad mood all day long. You ever had that happen? Kids try to make them happy all day. It doesn't happen. Here it is, folks.
How about this, huh?
Here's our
a good-looking t-shirt. I got my t-shirt.
I got mine.
You can get yours tomorrow night.
Yay me.
I got mine.
I'm in a bad mood.
Neener. Gonzo t-shirt. Going up, going over. He didn't even have his own t-shirt back then. I have one. How about the kid, Brandon Allen? 3 for 3. How about Miguel Montero? Homer and a double. How about everyone? Including the first big league at bat, a home run for John Hester. And we hope that somewhere John and Joe have heard about it, Mom and Dad.
Oh, you know they have.
The Georgians.
I just hope they got a chance to see it live. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. You're going to be a success in business or whatever, in whatever business you're in, athletics, whatever. But to watch your kid have success, nothing like it.
No more John Roush out in that bullpen. He has been moved to the Minnesota Twins. We wish him well. He went on quite a run. Miguel, look at the bad hop. What a play, sticking with it. Nice job by Matsui there. Well, it's batting stance guy, and glad to have him back. Wonder who he is imitating when he does his fine impression. What do you think at home? Log on to Facebook.com/Fox Sports Arizona. Who do you think it is? We'll let you know after the ball game on Quest HOU Live.
I can't say I know who that is.
Well, it's Ricky Henderson. I'm going to go with Ricky Henderson.
It's certainly not John Hester.
So it's either Ricky Henderson or Danny Knuckles.
Definitely not Danny Knuckles. Definitely.
1-0 the count to Trent Olchin. Lines that one into the seats. I mean, Matt, did you see that huge group of Arizona State students in left? I mean, there is gold everywhere out there. I mean, you know, it's dissipated a bit. It was filled up earlier. It's a great idea.
You have just getting ready for Arizona State football.
Coming up on Fox Sports Arizona. Little birdie told me Idaho State on the 5th. You can catch that one. I'm looking forward to, not to jump too far ahead, starting to think myself personally about Herb Sendek's boys and the basketball schedule on Fox Sports Arizona.
Really?
Oh yeah. Tom Kuiper out there courtside. Herb Sendek getting inside the head of those other teams.
Wow.
The 1-2.
I can't wait either. Never really thought that way, but now I do. I'm watching them.
Just go to a practice. Go to a practice sometime. Mental and physical. This is my Sun Devil shirt. Good stuff. Like that community involvement. I think you can hop right on the light rail, can't you? I mean, from the area there.
Right downtown. They have a campus downtown.
Yeah, the Cronkite School of Broadcasting and Journalism right here downtown. For Troy Hawkins, and that one is low. 2-2 the count in the nursing school as well.
I like it.
So you had the Sun Devil night. We have a great partnership with Grand Canyon and reaching out to the youth of the community.
Got Gonzo night tomorrow night.
Gonzo night.
Gonna have the racing Gracies pretty soon.
Bouncing ball, Darren Erstad. A Gold Glover at first. Earlier in his career, charges in and makes the play. There's only one player in the history of the game that has won a Gold Glove at first and in the outfield, and that's him. He's on the other side of the hill now, but the intensity that he brings, well, I think you can relate to it. It's similar to what you brought.
Never changes. Can't change.
He had his one at bat, and he may not have another one. He swung at the first pitch and grounded out. I watched him before batting practice. It was as if he was preparing for a 15-inning start.
Yep. Oh, he's never changed, ever. He knows one way to do it. That's it.
Those pants.
Was he University of Nebraska? Is that right?
Punter.
Punter.
Oh, 1-1, 1-1. Look at those shoes.
So when they snapped in that ball and he kicked it high in the air, you think he was running down that field wanting to make the tackle?
I think so.
I think so too.
Has always played the game the right way. Battled injuries the last half of his career. And I wax because we all have memories of things we cover. And I've shared this with you folks a bunch of times. But to cover the season that Darren had, that was my first year as a broadcaster, and to cover 240 hits in a season, I've never seen anything like that.
No, that's a lot.
It felt like he had 4 hits every night. Obviously he didn't, but it felt that way.
240. Wow.
The only leadoff hitter in the history of the game to drive in 100 runs. All out of the leadoff spot.
Unbelievable.
Two and two. Over the top of a breaking ball. 14-7. Allen with a big night. Juan Gutierrez coming on out of the pen. Forever, but a guy who just got here. I mean, just got here today. In his first Major League at bat, John Hester, the 101st player in the history of the game to homer in that first Major League at bat. A curtain call, down to catch in the bullpen. And out there working. You see Jeff Matuzis, by the way, who usually does the work in the bullpen. He and his wife, Crystal, congratulations. Tonight at 7:51. They became parents. Little baby Trey was born. So congratulations to Tuz and Crystal. And Mr. Hester glad to fill in for that reason.
Nice going threes. Had a baby.
Humberto Quintero. First pitch, ground ball. Mark Reynolds. And he got it. Matty kept his feet moving. He listened to you this spring.
Yeah,
he had no choice.
He's getting comfortable. Just getting comfortable. which is good. That was the focus. Spring training. Do it enough times where it feels like it's second nature. Don't worry about making an error. Just worry about your comfort level. And I really think that he's coming into his own defensively.
Juan Gutierrez coming into his own on the mound, and his role is more important now with John Roush, a Minnesota Twin. Moved in a trade for a player to be named later. Boy, that's a buckler. That's a curveball there over the top of that one. Good pitch to Edwin Masonette.
And we talked about opportunity. You know what? There's different opportunities around every curve now. Ryan Roberts, Gerardo Parra. Gutierrez, is he the 8th inning guy? Can he make himself in this last month plus the 8th inning guy going into next year potentially? Who knows? Johnny Hester and Rusty Ryle and Trent Olchin. It's their opportunity.
Boy, good pitch. 1-2 the count.
That young man right there.
Wow.
I don't know. He's got a big time opportunity. Done everything he can in the minor leagues. Tore up the PCL.
Justin Upton races back. Tomorrow, set your DVR, set your TiVo, and spend the evening with us. First, spend it at the ballpark, and then when you get home, make sure you watch on Fox Sports Arizona the press conference as Luis and his future is announced. The Miller Lite pregame, and then the Diamondbacks and the Astros. Gonzo will join us in the 5th inning, and the Quest post-game show following. Quest Diamondbacks live. And come on out, pack this place. Make it a night to remember. Really, it's for him, but let's be honest, you come to an event like that for yourself, and it's fun.
Sure.
You file away your own memories. Bouncing ball into the hole. That's a base hit from Michael Bourne. His first hit of the night, he had walked and scored a couple of runs as well. Reaching on a fielder's choice.
That'll be a lot of fun.
And if you can't make it out, we've got you covered.
Yeah, we'll try to paint it as best we can. It's not like being here, but
Diamondbacks win. They steamroll the Houston Astros. Max Scherzer the beneficiary of all the runs. The first big league home run of John Hester. What a night it was. And more importantly than anything, the win for this